नमस्कार, आप देख रहे हैं बिट्स एंड पीसेस। मैं हूं श्वेता रंजन और आज हमारे साथ हैं देश के जाने माने नेत्र विशेषज्ञ, गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट और इंदिरा गांधी आई हॉस्पिटल के सीईओ एंड डायरेक्टर मेडिकल सर्विसेज डॉक्टर संजय धवन। 1990 से नेत्र चिकित्सा के क्षेत्र में समर्पित डॉक्टर धवन न केवल एक उत्कृष्ट सर्जन हैं बल्कि एक दूरदर्शी लीडर, शिक्षक और तकनीक के जानकार भी। आज हम उनसे जानेंगे कि भारत में नेत्र चिकित्सा कितनी आगे बढ़ चुकी है, क्या है नई तकनीकें और आम लोगों के लिए क्या सावधानियां जरूरी हैं। आपका स्वागत है डॉक्टर धवन।
थैंक यू सो मच।
क्या हालात हैं? सबसे पहले तो हम अगर देखें, जिस तरह हर किसी के हाथ में मोबाइल है, लैपटॉप है, इतने स्क्रीन्स की आदत जो है इतनी बन चुकी है, तो क्या हमारा स्टैट्स डेटा ये कहता है कि भारत में एक समस्या बढ़ रही है?
परफेक्ट रेसिपी फॉर डिजास्टर इज व्हाट आई विल से कि हर कोई जो है दिन में कम से कम 8 से 10 घंटे स्क्रीन के ऊपर बिताता है।
Oh, really?
फोन, लैपटॉप, टीवी, एंड so not only eyes get affected, but also the back, the neck, the spine, the mind, everything is affected. And देखिए, अगर लोग 10 से 12 घंटे स्क्रीन में बिता रहे हैं, दैट मीन्स 10 से 12 घंटे वो चेयर पे बैठे हुए हैं। जब चेयर पे बैठे हैं तो उनका पॉस्चर करेक्ट नहीं है, neck is bent, back is bent. Also, they're not spending time outdoors, so they're not doing any physical activity as such. They're not exposed to the natural elements. So, a long screen time is not, it's not enough. There is, it reflects a whole lifestyle which is very, very abnormal. And it is a changed lifestyle, which is the recipe for disaster. That besides the eye issues and back issues, there are other things which happen. Because this is sedentary life, it affects your heart. Things like diabetes, hypertension are more common. There's more stress, So everything is added up. तो जिसमें आंखों की जो प्रॉब्लम है वो खाली एक टिप ऑफ द आइसबर्ग है।
ओके, तो इसका मतलब है कि एक बहुत बड़ी समस्या है और मुझे लगता है कि आजकल मतलब हर 4 में से एक बच्चा भी है, तो भी पहले जैसे बच्चों को चश्मा नहीं देखते थे।
Yes.
वो भी एक आई के डॉक्टर के पास जा रहा है, उसको भी चश्मे लग रहे हैं, पावर बढ़ रहा है। मुझे लगता है आदतें तो पेरेंट्स ही सुधारेंगे, लेकिन क्या जब आप चेक करते हैं बच्चों को तो देखते हैं कि ये स्थिति गंभीर है? मतलब कैसे पता चलता है?
पेरेंट्स नहीं सुधार पाएंगे कि बच्चे हो, बड़े हो, बूढ़े हो, हर कोई आजकल स्क्रीन पे चिपका हुआ है।
जी।
तो मेरे पास पेशेंट आते हैं, वो कहते हैं कि हाँ कि बहुत प्रॉब्लम है आंखों में दर्द हो रही है, सिर में दर्द हो रहा है, विजन ब्लरी होती है, रेडनेस, इरिटेशन, वाटरिंग है। एंड फिर मैं पूछता हूँ कि हाँ कि आप स्क्रीन पे टाइम बिताते हैं कितने घंटे? हाँ, करीब सर 8 से 10 घंटे टाइम बीतता है। आई सेड कि फाइन, ओके। उसके बाद में फ़ोन, हाँ कुछ देर फ़ोन पे बीतता है। टीवी, यस, एक आध घंटा भी देखते हैं। सो आई टेल देम दैट 14 hours ऑफ डे यू आर ग्लूड टू द स्क्रीन, व्हाट एल्स विल यू एक्सपेक्ट इट टू हैपन? अगर आपकी आइज जो है स्ट्रेस्ड आउट है थ्रू आउट द डे, यू कैन नॉट एक्सपेक्ट टू हैव अ वेरी कंफर्टेबल आइज एंड कंफर्टेबल head and be okay. So anybody who spends more than a couple of hours in a day on screen lands up with the issues in the eye. And आजकल करीब हर व्यक्ति, पहले तो था कि हाँ जो लोग कंप्यूटर्स में काम करते हैं, जो आईटी इंडस्ट्री में है, खाली वो लोग अफेक्टेड थे। नाउ द स्टूडेंट्स and every profession, even people who are retired and old, just for entertainment and for information, they're all glued to the screens. And mostly it is the phone screen that they're used to. And smaller the screen, closer you place it, the worse it gets.
Okay.
So there is very rare person who I'll find who says कि fine मैं screen नहीं देखता हूँ।
या मेरी eyesight 6/6
कि everybody's on the screen. And so much so that while driving also people look at the screen. They can't get rid of it.
So कुछ चेंजेस ऐसे दिख रहे हैं जब आप चेक करते हैं पेशेंट को। सो पहले जैसे होते थे पावर के अलावा कि कुछ नई चीजें आ रही हैं आईज की प्रॉब्लम में, जो नई तरह की कंप्लेन है, कुछ ऐसा है?
So first of all, eye strain, headache, dry eyes, irritation, fluctuating vision, pain in the eyes, pain in the neck, pain in the back have become very, very, very common. And I would say almost second patient that I see has got these issues, And invariably it is the screen which is the cause of that. इसके अलावा जो है बच्चों में मायोपिया यानी कि ऐनक का नंबर आना भी बहुत कॉमन हो गया है एट एन अर्ली एज, और उसका प्रोग्रेशन बहुत फास्ट हो गया है। पहले होता था कि हाँ कि जिसके पेरेंट्स को चश्मा लगा हुआ है तो उन बच्चों को नंबर आता था और करीब करीब उतना ही आता था जितना कि पेरेंट्स का है। Nowadays they're getting it earlier on, the increase is faster, and more kids are getting the glasses power, especially myopia. Because in myopia progression and myopia development, near vision, especially excessive screen time, is one of the causative factors which can cause it and also which can lead to progression of the myopia. So these are the things. Then ऐसे जैसे मैंने बताया कि खाली आंखें इफेक्ट नहीं होती, माइंड भी इफेक्ट होता है. इट एड्स टू द स्ट्रेस लेवल, इट डिस्टर्ब्स स्लीप, it can actually cause depression. Not a major depression, but a regular depression. Mood disorders can be affected with that. Then the blue light affects your sleep cycle, so your circadian rhythm is disturbed. So that, and once the sleep is disturbed, there are a lot of other things which come along with it. And of course, sedentary lifestyle leads to things like hypertension, diabetes, and other lifestyle disorders.
तो जैसे हम जो देखते हैं कि अब कई तरह की सर्जरीज हो गई, लेसिक एंड फेको, ये क्या है, सब अलग कैसे हैं एक दूसरे से, और पेशेंट्स क्या इन सर्जरीज को करा के अपनी आई साइट को रिकवर कर सकते हैं, ठीक हो सकता है?
तो लेसिक इज अ रिफ्रैक्टिव सर्जरी, यानी कि जिसमें कि पेशेंट को ग्लासेस का नंबर है, मायोपिया, हाइपरमेट्रोपिया, एस्टिग्मेटिज्म, उस ग्लासेस के नंबर को करेक्ट करने के लिए जो सर्जरी की जाती है उसमें लेसिक इज वन ऑफ द सर्जरी. अदर इफेक्टिव सर्जरीज आर PRK, ICL, स्माइल और लेंटिकुल एक्सट्रैक्शन एंड प्रीलैक्स. फेकोमल्सिफिकेशन एंड ऑल्सो फ्लैक्स इज अ सर्जरी फॉर कैटरेक्ट के लिए. कैटरेक्ट होता है यानी कि सफ़ेद मोतिया, जिसमें कि जो नेचुरल लेंस होता है आई का वो ओपेक या हेजी हो जाता है, उसको रिमूव करके आर्टिफिशियल लेंस प्लांट किया जाता है. उस सर्जरी को हम फेकोमल्सिफिकेशन या MSCS या femtosecond लेजर सर्जरी कहते हैं. These are very two different surgeries.
Yes.
Then there are other surgeries for other diseases like squint, glaucoma, deformities around the eye, and various other disorders.
So आपने इतने वर्ष दिए हैं इस इंडस्ट्री में, और तकनीक को भी आपने ग्रो करते देखा होगा. So how easy it has become to treat or to do a surgery on the eye?
So from where I started, the techniques that we started with and the techniques we're doing now, there is almost no similarity between them. So बहुत ही the ophthalmology has undergone complete revolution in this 30 years time. In fact, I would say it has undergone more than one revolution. So we used to do with a very old technique of something called ICCE, ECCE. उसके बाद में SSCS आया, फिर फेकोमल्सिफिकेशन आया, और अब फेमटो लेजर है. तो ऑलमोस्ट 4 generations of technology has changed from those days. In early 90s, there was no LASIK, and then mid 90s PRK came, and late 90s LASIK came, and then the smile, femtosecond laser came, and then smile came. So again, there also पहले RK होता था. So almost 4-5 generations of technology has changed in refractive surgery also. So technological advances have affected and benefited ophthalmology in a big way. So I would say that in medicine there are 2 branches which are very, very highly technology dependent. In fact, nowadays every branch is becoming dependent, but conventionally ophthalmology and radiology was very, very dependent on technology. And now every other specialty is also taking the lead. That technology is affecting, the way you practice medicine.
So,
and you asked about the ease of surgery. Yes, the surgery has become easier, safer. But what's more important is from the patient's point of view, results have become much better. Recovery has become much faster. So patient का जो benefit है वो ज़्यादा मिल रहा है. जो ease of surgery है, पहले भी with practice, surgery would become easy and would depend on person's expertise also. So surgery has become easier than what it was in the past, but the maximum benefit has come to the patient.
जैसे हम सुनते हैं कि रोबोटिक सर्जरीज आजकल हो रहे हैं, नीज के लिए नी रिप्लेसमेंट हो जाता है. सो जहाँ तक आईज का सवाल है, क्या हम उस स्टेज तक, एडवांसमेंट तक पहुँचे हैं अभी?
आईज में we were already very, very advanced for a very, very long time. Although robotic surgery आई में नहीं होती. The word robotics is misused in ophthalmology.
Okay.
There is no true robotic surgery in ophthalmology as yet, although experiments are going on. And in Holland, they are trying, in the West, they are trying to do robotic surgery for vitreoretina surgery. But अभी तक robotic surgery I am sure नहीं हुई है. Yes, we have got laser surgery, we have got computer controlled surgery, we got a lot of automation which happens in it. No, surgery has become very sophisticated, but the true robotics is not there. True robotic is where the surgeon is controlling a console, and the console is controlling an automated robot, and then the robot is performing the surgery. So that is what robotic is. That's not happening in ophthalmology. It's happening in general surgery. It's happening in neurosurgery. It is happening in orthopedic surgery now. In gynae surgery also it's happening. But in ophthalmology, robotics is not happening. Though in future we are hoping that at least in the vitreoretina surgery, robotics will come into play.
सर, हम एक ब्लाइंडलेस भारत की बात अगर सोचें, और ये एक हमारा एक प्रोग्राम था बहुत पहले कि
Yes.
क्या हम उस ओर बढ़ रहे हैं या बिल्कुल उल्टे दिशा में जा रहे हैं?
No, we have made a huge, very significant progress in that direction. And India has a very robust blindness control program where cataract was the main cause of blindness for a very, very long time. And we have been doing amazing amount of work. So India has made tremendous progress on that field. But now newer things are coming up, newer diseases are coming up. So maybe down the line, a few years down the line, you may find that, okay, fine, cataract is no longer an issue, no longer a problem. Diabetes is becoming a big problem. So maybe in future, it'll be the diabetes which will become the main cause of blindness.
Okay.
Because India is world's capital for diabetes, which again is dependent on the lifestyle and prosperity and lifestyle. And India is prospering, the population is prospering, and lifestyle is becoming
More
you know,
sedentary.
more and more sedentary, more and more westernized. So these lifestyle related disorders are increasing day by day, and the longevity is increasing. People are living longer. People are getting diabetes at a younger age. So
Okay.
the longer the duration of diabetes, the more are the chances that it will affect the eye. And in the eyes, diabetes can affect almost any part of the eye, but the part which is most affected is retina,
Oh.
leading to diabetic retinopathy, which can actually lead to blindness. It can affect vision in a big way. So that's I would say future predicted epidemic in ophthalmology.
This is quite scary. One has to be alert. अगर आपकी lifestyle sedentary है तो उसको
Yes.
तुरंत आप बंद कर दें because
Absolutely. And diabetes can affect, as I said, the eyes. But besides the eyes, it can affect other parts also, brain, heart, kidneys, nerves, skin.
So like one reason you say it is diabetes which can take away your vision.
Right.
What are the other reasons for
So there are
जैसे
many-
किसी को अचानक दिखना बंद हो जाता है, हो सकता है कम हो जाता है, हेजी दिखने लगता है, या हो सकता है लाइफस्टाइल भी ठीक हो.
Yeah.
फिर रीजंस क्या
So
होते
there are
हैं?
many factors which can cause blindness. The commonest being cataract. Glaucoma is another factor. Corneal infections, corneal disorders is the third factor. Injury is a factor. Diabetes and diabetic retinopathy is a factor. And also now another thing which is coming up is the age-related macular degeneration. That is the degeneration of the retina which happens due to age.
Okay.
People are living much longer now, and we are living in tropical climate where we are exposed to the sun. The sun is very, very bright, so the retina gets affected over a period of time. So along with age, wear and tear of the retina happens, and that ends up in the macular degeneration.
Okay.
So in older age group, macular degeneration and diabetic retinopathy is coming out to be a very, very big cause of blindness and deformed vision.
औरतों में क्या ये एक मेनोपॉज के टाइम भी बहुत ज़्यादा समस्या आती है कि आईसाइट कमज़ोर हो जाता है?
Not really. Menopause does not affect the eyes and the vision in any way, except for the fact that after the age of 40, we all develop presbyopia. There is a need for reading glasses.
Okay.
And but menopause does not have any effect on
Because of the imbalance of the hormones.
No, that does not cause any eye issues as such. Fortunately, that doesn't happen.
So what care shall one take since the childhood कि मतलब besides the screen thing because unavoidable है आजकल, लेकिन और क्या कर सकते हैं?
So first of all, I would say I'll just say common sense things, which most people know, but very few people follow. That lead a healthy lifestyle, which includes right from your day-night cycle, sleep on time, take proper sleep, get up early, do physical exercise, take your meals on time, hydrate well. The diet that you have, take as natural a food, as natural a diet as you possibly can. Because these days, most of the foods are preserved. You know, there is contamination in them, there are pesticide in them, and they're overcooked and they're preserved. There are a lot of additives and chemicals in the food. As far as possible, go for natural food. As far as possible, go for a plant-based, predominantly I would say plant-based, whole food plant-based diet. The non-vegetarian and dairy product, yes, if you're really fond of it, you can have it. There's no ban or bar on that, but keep the consumption to minimum required, because our human body and our system was not really designed to consume non-vegetarian. We're not non-vegetarian by design. It is an acquired thing. We're also like dairy products are also an artificial thing in our diet. No? So keep the consumption low. Keep your food, plant-based and as natural as possible. So farm to plate distance should be short.
Okay.
And people early on used to say, okay, fine, bring the farm to the plate. And I say that take the plate to the farm, if you can do that. You can do that.
That's easier.
Yes, easier. So take the plate to the farm, and so the more cooked the food is, the less nutritive it is, and more things get added to that. No? Okay. So preferably it should be like less cooked, and minimally cooked, and natural thing. Balanced diet, eat natural, eat less to fill your tummy. You don't have to feel saturated now, because by the time you feel saturated, you've overeaten. So always eat less and burn out more. Right. So your output should be more than the input, and presently it's the other way around which is happening.
अभी AI वगैरह का कितना इंटरवेंशन है सर हमारे पूरे तकनीकी सिस्टम जो है हमारे नेत्र आंखों के इलाज का कितना?
So AI is just about beginning to play some role in ophthalmology, and in terms of mass screening of retinal disorders, mass screening by technicians, and not by eye specialists as such. So there are fundus cameras which have come up, where a picture of the retina is taken in the periphery, and those images are uploaded into the server, where those images are analyzed and abnormalities detected by AI, and whosoever is found, wherever any abnormality is found, those patients are flagged and they are brought to the hospital to be examined by ophthalmologists. So that is one level of where AI is working. AI is also helping in refining our algorithms for doing laser surgery.
Okay.
In refractive surgery, the algorithms that we use in cataract surgery, the algorithms that we use for lens power calculation, those algorithms are being refined by AI. And so I would say the penetration is a little less, but going down the line in the future, it's very likely that AI will play a very important role. AI will be a very good assistant to the doctors, to the system. And I think it should remain an assistant. It should remain a very intelligent slave, not become
the owner,
a master. Right. So I think the human being
which is a threat in any other industry, but not in the industry of the medicine, I believe.
No, it may become threat in future there also. But I think we should remain master, which means that it's not that AI should not evolve. AI should evolve, AI should develop, but we should develop more than the AI does. So we have to keep ourselves abreast with the latest. We need to know how AI functions. We need to be a step ahead of the AI, so that AI should not overtake us.
सर, जब हम दूसरे देशों के साथ खुद को कंपेयर करते हैं, अभी हम कितना पिछड़ा हुआ महसूस करते हैं क्या, और हमारे योजनाओं में क्या, मतलब कुछ ऐसे प्लानिंग में है जो हम अभी मिस आउट कर रहे हैं?
हम पिछड़े बिल्कुल भी नहीं हैं.
ओके.
एंड हम हो सकता है कि कोई बाकी देशों से एक आध कदम आगे ही होंगे. हम क्वालिटेटिवली वी आर अहेड. Yes, quantitatively, we may be lagging behind because our population is
Population.
huge. Our area is huge. The penetration to the villages and to the periphery of technology may not be there. Our services may not be available in the remote areas. No. So, in terms of quantity and in terms of distribution, we may still be lagging behind. But in terms of quality, we are actually a few steps ahead of the West. और उसका एक बहुत funny reason है कि because West में there are a lot of checks and balances. They cannot go very fast. So their government, their laws, their rules, they can hold it back. Here, those checks and balances are not there. We can actually experiment and move faster and move ahead of them. So many times the technology comes here first and it goes for use elsewhere afterwards. So we are at par with the West. We have the latest of equipment. We have the latest of technology. We have greater expertise in terms of the skill. Because we have very large sample size, we have a huge patient base. The surgeon, an average surgeon in India, does a lot more surgeries, than maybe an average surgeon in some better nations. But we're not lagging behind that way. Yes, because population is huge, not everybody gets the benefit of that technology, and it's expensive for many people.
आपने फेको को लेकर बहुत काम किया है सर, तो अगर किसी को ये सर्जरी करानी हो तो कितना डरना चाहिए?
बिल्कुल नहीं डरना चाहिए. इस फॉर एग्जाम्पल कि अगर आप कार ड्राइव करते हैं या सड़क पर चलते हैं, जितना डर आपको तब लगता है उतना डर सर्जरी में लगना चाहिए. वाई? बिकॉज द रिस्क ऑफ कॉम्प्लिकेशन इज वेरी वेरी स्मॉल. मेजर कॉम्प्लिकेशंस आर एज लो एज 0.02 to 0.03%. Let's say if you take a total of the rate of complication, maybe about 0.5%. That much of risk is there in almost everything, that every venture you take in life. So I don't mean to say that you should rush into surgery where it's not required. We should do the surgery at the right time, but where it's needed, there is no need to be afraid of the surgery. Provided all the precautions are taken, workup is done properly, surgery is executed properly in the proper manner. That's what is more important.
सर, एक बहुत बड़ा सवाल ये निकल कर आता है कि प्रिवेंटिव एग्जामिनेशन, आई एग्जामिनेशन जो है वो कब कराना चाहिए, कब एक अलार्म होता है?
It's a very important question, and these days the people are aware of preventive health checkup, but preventive eye examination पे लोग ध्यान नहीं दे रहे हैं. And my recommendation is that अगर हम age wise शुरू करें तो at the time of birth the child should undergo a proper eye examination, which is mostly done by the pediatrician.
करते हैं वो.
And that is good enough. Then at the age of 6 months, at the age of 1 year, then at the age of school entry, when the child is verbal and is able to read also. Thereafter, if everything is fine, then once every 2 years, examination should be done till the age of 40 years.
Okay.
After the age of 40 years, every year a person should undergo proper thorough preventive eye examination. This I'm saying is if things are all right, there's no major issue. But if there's any family history of any illness, if there's any problem in the childhood in the eyes, if parents wear glasses, or if there are any other associated factors, say somebody has diabetes and all, in those cases, a more frequent eye examination may be required as recommended by the specialist. But preventive eye examination can actually go a long way in preventing a lot of eye diseases by catching them early, by treating them early.
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू हमसे बातचीत करने के लिए.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on the show.